It's a sad, sad story, I know. One that has to be told. About an Indian man died defending the land that he had always called his home.
July 21st, 1832. This is where the second to the last battle in the Black Hawk Wars take place, known as the Wisconsin Heights Battle. The government militia caught scent of Black Hawk's tribe about a day and a half earlier, and they tracked them to this point. And Black Hawk was vastly outnumbered. They had maybe 50 to 80 combatants, and the government militia had 650 to 700. Black Hawk's plan was to stall them long enough to get his tribe and his group he was leading to be able to get across the Wisconsin River. So this is one hill, and there's a second hill there. And so the military had their line there, the government military, and they had reinforcements back here. And Black Hawk and his men charged to here and were ordered to hold their ground at all costs. And then when the military came at them, Black Hawk's men stayed, and they took heavy casualties. They stalled long enough. These hills, there's a swamp, and then there's a slough, and then the Wisconsin River. So they stalled them long enough here, and give his tribe a chance to get across the Wisconsin. The U.S. military was led by Henry Dodge and James Henry, and they kind of go down in military history, U.S. history, from that perspective. And then there was Black Hawk. When his tribe was across the river, his men retreated. They had lost anywhere from 30 to 50 of their warriors, but they were successful of getting across the Wisconsin River. The U.S. military did not pursue them at this point. They waited for reinforcements. This is a heck of a battle that went on here. True men, true warriors.
Well, get on the pony and you ride. Get on your pony and you ride off to the sunset. Don't look back, man. The river, it's flowing with the blood and tears that you cry.
July 31st, 1832. Black Hawk and 700 of his people made it here after the Battle of Winnebago Heights. About 100 yards from here is a shallow pond where they watered their horses. The following night, August 1st, from 8 p.m. into August 2nd, General Atkinson's men. 1,200 of them on horseback, camped here. And they eventually pin him down on the Mississippi. You notice the terrain. It's unfamiliar to Black Hawk and his people. And it's got to be grueling up and down these hills. Men, women, and children lost, injured. The U.S. militia hot on their tail. Black Hawk, he's doing his best to lead these people to safety on the other side of the river. On August 2nd, Black Hawk could not convince his people that they shouldn't cross the Mississippi. They should head north to the Ho Chunk villages and seek safety there. Not all the people were with him. And so he stationed 20 warriors here to hold off and as decoys to the pursuing militia. 14 of these Indian soldiers were killed here as they delayed the military. Fourteen brave Indians lost their lives here. Black Hawk and his people made it to here. It's August 1st. And they got to the island over there. And he tried to convince them, he and a prophet from the Winnebago tribe, White Cloud, tried to convince the people, we gotta go north. Let's not cross the rest of this river. No, most of them wouldn't listen. They wanted to get to the other side. Black Hawk went to the tip of the island with a white flag to surrender to the steamer that had come up from Prairie du Chien. Communication was poor with the troops on that boat. They asked, "Who are you from?" And he said, "We're Sacs." And they opened fire. Many of the warriors were slaughtered. Black Hawk retreated to the center of the island and tried to convince his people, we got to get out of here. North, to the Ho Chunk tribe. They wouldn't listen. And he and a group of warriors escaped north. The rest, on homemade rafts and whatnot, and logs, and swimming, tried crossing the river. And the slaughter began. Men, women, and children shot in the water. Went on for 8 hours. The water is said to have run red with blood. It's not a pretty scene. In American history, it's a tragedy. It's not something we are proud of, but history is history. We can't erase it. We must learn from history, or we're doomed to repeat it. This came to be known as the Bad Axe Massacre. This is where the Bad Axe River intersects the Mississippi here, the end of the Black Hawk Wars. Black Hawk was captured. Yes, he was. They were warriors.
It's a sad, sad story, I know. One that has to be told. About an Indian man dying defending the land that he had always called his home. Won't you get on your pony and you ride? Won't get on that pony and you ride, ride, ride off to the sunset. Don't look back, man. The river is flowing with the blood and the tears that you